Hi, my name's Philip McGee, and I am a physical therapist that is board certified in geriatrics. And in my last three videos, I talked about the reasons why I left clinical physical therapy. And in the last video, I talked about that there was an article that came out in 2021 that discussed some concerning things when it comes to clinical physical therapy, and I don't think too many people are talking about it, so I wanted to bring it up today. And I have the website up, the ACAPT, that is the American Council of Academic Physical Therapists. They put out an article, and you can see in May 3rd, 2021, that they had an article titled Future of Physical Therapist Education Programs in Higher Education. And in it, it discussed a lot of what has been happening in physical therapy and the things that I wanted to focus on, not just to read through it all, because there is a lot of good information, but it talked about how over the past 2 decades that many universities have increased the class sizes of PT programs, or that they've started new programs, while at the same time there has been a reduction in reimbursement, and especially when it comes to Medicare. And the concerning thing is what happens in the next paragraph, that it talks about this workforce study that was done by the American Physical Therapy Association, and that the national supply of PTs, that it's outpacing the expected growth in demand, and that by 2030 that there's going to be an estimated surplus of over 25,000 physical therapists based on current trends. So if we click the link, it'll take you to this APTA workforce analysis, and it's a really good document. I think it's worthwhile. It came out December of 2020, and a lot of this information from here is prior to COVID-19 pandemic. It does talk about it a little bit, but a lot of the data is prior to the pandemic. And if you look at it in the table of contents, there's a lot of different, it's only 10 pages, but it talks about some of the different information, like geographic distribution of physical therapists and physical therapy assistants, talking about the number of employed physical therapists by state, and the employed physical therapy assistants by state, and APTA membership by PT and PTA. Talks about just general demographics, median age of therapists, sex and gender, and the median annual salary. But if we go to the 9th page, and this is what I wanted to focus on with this video, is that it was looking at supply and demand of PTs through 2030. And it has a really nice graph that, if you look at it, in 2019, the supply and demand was pretty much equal. In 2020, the amount of therapists was slightly greater than those that are needing physical therapy. But as you start to see, every year after that, the gap between the number of therapists and the number of people needing physical therapy, that just keeps getting a wider and wider gap. And I think it's great that a conversation is being made right now, that we need to start talking about why this is the case and how this can be adjusted. But I do think it's something that not many therapists are talking about, and I wanted to bring it to people's attention, and especially when it comes to someone like myself who has decided to go non-clinical, that we really need to look and see what is going on as far as employment with physical therapy. And as they say in this document, and as they say in the other article that I brought up in the beginning, physical therapy is a very rewarding job, that it talks about that physical therapists typically have a high satisfaction rate with their career, but I do think we need to be aware that there is going to be, at the way things are going, there's going to be a surplus of over 25,000 therapists, physical therapists, and this is only looking at physical therapy. If you look at page 10, it talks about how it's not talking about the projections with physical therapy assistants because there's not enough data to make those claims. But I think that if you're someone who is wanting to decide whether to pursue physical therapy, or what you're trying to look at what your career is going to be in the future, I think that you really need to pay attention to this and start to think of ways that you need to maintain the sustainability of your career, your marketability, if you're currently a physical therapist, or if you're looking into becoming a physical therapist, what needs to happen to change this. And keep in mind, as I said before, the data doesn't look at what has happened during the pandemic, and so this information, it may not be correct, but I do think, since this is something that's published by the APTA and has been brought up by the American Council of Academic Physical Therapists, I really do think that everyone should take a look at it and see what you think, comment down below, let me know what your thoughts are, and I hope that you can find value in this video. If you do, please like and subscribe, and I do have my website, nonclinicalcareerguide.com. On it, I have different options as far as a free ebook for writing non-clinical resumes, and also I do have, I'll bring up the website. This is the website. You can take a look, and there are free options like the free ebook. There's also paid resume reviews or practice interviews, and as well, I do have a Facebook group that you can join, and I also have a blog if you're interested in that. And I really appreciate you taking a look at this video, and I hope to see you in the next video. Thank you very much.